Today we be making the Peachy Pirate Cocktail. Are you ready? Welcome to Thirsty Thursday, Friday edition. Yeah, it's been one of those kind of weeks. Today we are going, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mark, why didn't you leave the pirate garb on? That would be a fun way to do a video. No, we're not going to do it. But we are going to make a different type of cocktail, one that I'm betting you have never sampled before. This is the Peachy Pirate. And the reason that I say I know you've never sampled it before is kind of a creation right here at the Thirsty Thursday bar. But we do use the standard ratio for cocktails. So once you start doing that, you can figure out a lot of different concoctions, and a lot of them end up being really, really good. So for this one, we are going to use a spiced rum. I'm using Admiral Nelson. You can use Sailor Jerry, as long as it's something that has to do with the high seas. But don't use high C, because that's not a rum. That's simply a beverage. I'm going to adjust my lighting. Okay, that's better. I don't know if you notice it, but I do. The next thing we're going to use is peach schnapps. We're going to use some simple syrup, and I mix my own. Very simple. It is 1:1 water, granulated sugar. Mix it up, boil it, and as soon as all the sugar dissolves, put it in the bottle. I keep it in the refrigerator. I don't know if you have to. And then we're going to use lime juice. Of course, I like fresh limes. There is a citrus grove right down the street from me. That's where I get them. And finally, we're going to use some mint leaves, and for garnish, a mint sprig. And I also grow my own mint right out in the lanai. So it's nice to have the fresh ingredients. So let's get started. Now this cocktail is going to be shaken. And what I'm going to do something a little different, because I didn't think about this, but this is going to have to be muddled. It doesn't have to be muddled. I want to muddle it because I think it's going to work a lot better. So we are going to start with our simple syrup, and we're going to use a ½ ounce, or to taste. Once you make your first batch, you'll know how much you want to put in there. You don't necessarily need a liquid in there to do the muddling. I typically like to have a little bit in there. So we're going to put our mint leaves in there. How many mint leaves? It doesn't matter all that much, but I would put in at least 10 good-sized leaves. Now, before I muddle my lime, I'm going to make sure that I have at least 3/4 of an ounce of lime. And I think that'll be just a little more than a half, but we'll see how much we can get out of this. So if this comes out to 3/4, that'll be really nice. And I want to be real careful because I don't want this to spring out of my hand. And oh boy, that's really super close. So we got about 3/4 by squeezing half of that lime, which is just about what I want, because then I'll be able to use and if you're a little shy, that's okay, because you're going to get a little lime juice when we do the muddling. So I'm going to take about 1/4 of the lime. And so I took half the lime and halved it again. And I'll put that in there. So all of that we're going to muddle. Now this is a little different type of a muddler that I'm using. I can close it all the way and lock it, and it'll stay. Or by turning this, you can see it's spring-loaded. And this does a couple of things. As it pushes up and down, it also twirls. I don't think it's necessary, but I kind of like to do that. And we're just going to make sure that all of these ingredients get muddled together. So I do want to make sure, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock it a little bit there, because I do want to make sure that that lime gets nice and squashed in there. All right. So I want to get some of that lime juice out too. Okay, good. So now all of that is muddled up really, really nicely. And we have, I know you probably can't see that very well. But what we have is move that a little bit to the side, just a nice concoction. And oh, does that smell good? So this is almost like the way you would start a mojito. You would use a lot more lime at the beginning, and you probably use actual sugar rather than simple syrup. But that's about how you would start a mojito, right there in that mojito glass. So next up, we are going to take I'm going to add my ice back, because we are going to end up shaking that. We're going to take our 3/4 ounce of lime juice. I'm going to use 2 ounces of our spiced rum. And in keeping with our nautical theme, I'm using Admiral Nelson today. And then we're going to use 2 ounces of the peach schnapps. Now, you know that this is going to be a very sweet drink if you haven't figured it out by now. So that's why we want the lime, because the lime is going to kind of offset all that sweetness. But it's going to taste really good, because you're going to get that rum mixed in there. So it's going to work out really, really well. So we're going to shake the daylights out of it. You know what I always say? How long do you shake it? You shake it until you can't hold on to the shaker any longer. Probably about 45 seconds. Oh, that gets so cold. All right. Now, since I, of course, am going to be straining out the ice, you have noticed that I'm using my straining shaker this time. So I'm going to make sure that we have ice in our hurricane glass. Okay, and yeah, I can already see some of this mint up here kind of snuck through the cracks. So that's one of the reasons that you want to make sure that you strain this. And then, oh, I bet you were wondering, what are we going to do with the rest of that lime? We're going to use the rest of the lime in order to garnish it. I'm not going to use the whole 1/4 of the lime. I'm simply going to slice that in half again, and we'll get that right on the rim of our glass. There we go. And then we're going to take our mint sprig, and in order to get those oils and the essence of the mint out of there, you want to just slap. Oh, you should smell that. That is so good. And we're going to add that mint sprig. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if pirates drank with a straw, but we got to get that drink out of there somehow. And let's really go to town. So there we go, the Peachy Pirate. Now I'm going to get a picture of this for our thumbnail. I don't know if I'll use it, but I always want a good picture before I drink it, because I know this is going to taste, oh, so good. I'll be right back. Okay, we have our pictures. Let's go for the taste test. Oh, that is good. I would say it does compare slightly to mojito, because you're getting the sweetness of mojito, you're getting the mint, you're getting the lime, but that rum mixed with the schnapps, it really, I mean, when you think about it, same ingredients as mojito, rum, sugar, lemon, lime. And then adding the schnapps takes on a whole different character to this. Yep, I think we have a winner here, and I think you're going to enjoy it. The Peachy Pirate, give it a shot, and think of sunny Florida when you do. The Caribbean, swashbucklers, it's a great cocktail. I hope I see you back here next Thursday for Thirsty Thursday. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to ring that bell icon up above so you know when we be posting new videos.